Good morning, Year 3. Happy Monday and welcome to Maths for the week. As usual, if we can start with the short date, fact of the day, and today it is 2 times 10 equals 20. 10 times 2 equals 20. That is our fact of the day. So I've got my 2's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I haven't got quite enough. Good thing I checked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay, so we've taken 2 and we've times it by 10 to make 20. Now, shall we check that 10 times by 2 also equals 20? It does, doesn't it? So we've proved that fact. 2 10s are exactly the same as 10 groups of 2. So we're going to think today a little bit about division for our fact of the day, and also about money. So I've taken my 10p, there we go, I think that side says 10 pence on it, and I've timesed it by 2. So 10 pence times by 2 equals 20 pence. So I'm going to put that here, and we've got a 10p and another 10p. That equals 20p. Now what I've done here is I've times my 20p, my 2 rather, into 20p. So I've now got 20p, and I'm going to see if I can get 10 of those. So I've taken my 2 times 10, I've changed it into 20p times 10. Let's see how much money that will give me. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 20p. There's one 20p there. I've times it by 10. Normally I would lay them out one underneath the other, but unfortunately we won't be able to fit them all in. Can you count with me to see how much money that makes? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. So it's either 200 pennies, and I'll write that down so I don't forget it. 200 pennies, which makes sense, doesn't it? Because I've put a 0 in there to times it by 10, which means my answer is 10 times bigger. How else could I write 200 pennies? That's right, I could use my pound sign and write £2. And I'll put the zeros, the dots, and then the zeros to show that it's £2 and 0 pence. Okay, so using my money to make my facts of the day. Those over. Oh, actually, what I could do then is if I start with 200 pennies, now let's go back and I divide them, go back to here. So if I've got 200 pennies and I divide them by 10 to see how many 10s are there in 200. Now we know this is 200 pennies, so how many 10s are there? So here we've got 2 10s in each 20p. Let's count them up. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We have got 20, lots of 10 in our 200p. And if we check that, we've got all the same numbers. We've got the 20, we've got the 10, and we've got the 200. We've just flipped it around to make a division. Okay, your turn. Have a go at the fact of the day. How many different ways can you show our fact? So, today's TLP is, can I use multiplication to solve word problems? So we're going to take what we already know about timesing and we're going to use it to solve some word problems about the real world. So I've got a few little props here to make it more exciting. Anansi, the cobbler, was making shoes for mice. Each box of mouse shoes contained 4 shoes, and there were 6 boxes of mouse shoes on the shelf. How many mouse shoes were on the shelf? So we know there are 6 boxes, but that doesn't tell us how many shoes there are. So let's move Anansi out of the way. We're going to label this as question number 1. And I'm not going to copy out the whole question. That's not a good use of my time. But I know, excuse me, that each box has 4 shoes in it. So I'm going to take 4 as my first number. Now, I'm going to use my times because I need to multiply those 4 shoes by 6 boxes to get to the answer. Now, if you know 4 times 6, all and well, but how can you prove to yourself that that's actually the answer? Why don't we draw those shoe boxes to check we're right? So here is the first box. Okay, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shoes in it. Another box. Try and make those dots really clear for you to see. And I'd like you to have a go at doing this, even if you're really good at your times table, just to prove to yourself that you have got the right answer. Because sometimes it's easy to think, oh yes, I know that, and maybe you just make a small mistake. So this will prove to yourself that you've got the right answer. So let's check this matches my question. Each box of mouse shoes has 4 shoes. Yep, they all do, brilliant. And there were 6 boxes of mouse shoes on the shelf. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Now, if they were human shoes, obviously you wouldn't get 4 shoes in a pack, would you? You'd only get 2. But because they're mouse shoes, and I've got my little mouse here he is, mice are going to need 4 shoes. So, 4 times 6 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So my answer is 24. Okay, and that's the first question. Now my second question is, got a lovely picture here of Anansi the cobbler. Anansi also made shoes for other spiders. Each box of spider shoes contained 8 shoes. Of course it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They will need 8 shoes, won't they? And again, there were 6 boxes of spider shoes on the shelf. Now, how many spider shoes were on the shelf? So this is question 2. I'm going to put 2 in a dot. So we're starting with 8 shoes in a box because spiders need 8 shoes. And again, we've got 6 boxes. So we're actually working on our 6 times tables here. So let me show you how we solve that if you don't already know that. So I might even draw the boxes first this time, just to do it a different way. So this time I've got 6 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually the same amount of boxes as last time. But of course, spiders need more shoes than mice. So into my boxes, I'm very carefully going to draw 8 shoes. Okay, so I've drawn those for you and I've made the dots really clear. And I haven't just put them randomly into the boxes. I've tried to pair them up so that they're easier to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and that makes sense because 8 times 5 is 40. And actually now I'm adding on another 8, so the answer must be 48. Amazing, I didn't even have to count every single one, so that's really helped me. Okay, so he's finished making shoes for spiders, and he's going to make some shoes for beetles. Okay, so question number 3 is, Mrs. Lennon came to order some boxes of beetle shoes, and I think this must be Mrs. Lennon. She ordered 4 boxes, each with 6 shoes in the box. How many beetle shoes did Nancy have to make? And I think she ordered them for her 4 children. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm very lucky here. I've borrowed some fabulous little beetles to represent all the shoes we're going to need. So, this time we've got 6 shoes in a box, and she ordered 4 of the boxes. So I'm taking 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm multiplying it by 4. I'm timesing it by 4. So let me make my 4 boxes. 1, oops, that could be a bit neater. 2, 3, and 4. 6 shoes in a box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like beetle number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like beetle number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like beetle number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's count them up. I could count these dots, but I'm actually going to count the legs just for fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So the question was, how many beetle shoes did Nancy have to make? And the answer is 24. Now, I've spotted something. I've got the same answer here and the same answer here, but it's a different question. This is 4 times 6, and this is 6 times 4. I wonder if anybody really smart could think about what's going on. That's right. Because times tables are commutative, that means you can put them in either order, just like in our fact of the day. 4 times 6 is going to give us the same number as 6, lots of 4. So they are the same answer. It's laid out in a different way. This is 6 boxes with 4 in each, and this is 4 boxes with 6 in each, but it gives us the same number of shoes. So your task for today is to freeze frame this screen and to, in your book, answer your questions. Now again, please don't copy out the questions, and that's not a good use of your time. Change it into a multiplication, show you're working out, and solve it. We'll be marking these on Zoom later. If you look down to question number 5, just read that question really carefully. There might be information there you don't need. Also for question 4, it says 100. Don't draw 100 shoes, you can write 100 in the boxes. Okay, now, if you'd really like a challenge, there is another sheet that is slightly harder. So you either choose this sheet here or screenshots. If you'd like to challenge yourself, screenshot and try this sheet here. Okay, look forward to having a little mark on Zoom of either of those sheets. So all of you should do 6 questions, either the first sheet or this one, which is the second sheet. They're very similar, but the numbers here are a little trickier. Okay, look forward to seeing you later.